Hi guys! For starters, it's all working. Haha! Hopefully you can hear me. Probably not. Oh no, my mic's working as well. It's a Christmas miracle. As you can see, I'm running solo. Cinder is at work, which I found out like 2 seconds ago, which is amazing. But that's okay. We can make it work. Anywho, so welcome to the AuraCast. I'm DragonBeaz. We're just going to quickly play the intro and bring in the guest as planned. Back in all of a few seconds. Yes, that's correct, Pineapple. A Christmas miracle in January. It's only a month late, but we do have a special guest today. We do have GaySuperman Alex. You
Hello.
Can talk. I was gonna say you can talk.
Make sure I didn't want to interrupt anything.
You may speak now.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you for having me. Hello.
So yeah, everything is running smoothly. So hashtag blame Cinder for technical problems, because he's not here.
It's working better than my stream one.
Oh god, we're gonna get into that very shortly. We've already got something to talk about because it's hilarious. But before we get into anything else, we're gonna cover a bit of AG stuff. We haven't had a lot of AG news in the last few weeks. We haven't been able to. We've just been getting into the swing of things for the new year and put everything, away and put 2020 behind us. And so, yeah, trust me, I don't think there's anyone here who wanted 2020 to, be still here. So I have an announcement to make, and that is that we are bringing a new team member on.
Oh, we're doing this at the top. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, we're starting off strong. We're going to start off with the big news. So it's been a while since we've introduced a new team member. There's two parts to this. I'm introducing a new team member, and I'm also announcing something else after that. So, without further ado, the latest member for the Aura Guardians joining the team is none other than Reach's Beast.
Yes! I've been waiting for them to join.
Reach is an amazing human being, and no anticipation. Got everyone on the edge of their seat. Reach is
anticipating.
Reach is an amazing human being, and I've been following Reach's content for a long time. I know Reach from a few different places, communities and things, and she's, as far as I'm concerned, a very underappreciated content creator. And, Aura Guardians is very much all about inclusiveness, diversity, and bringing people together and helping each other to grow. It's not about numbers to join the team. I don't like that mentality. I like the idea of that we're here to support each other and help each other grow, and follow the goals and things that we all want to achieve as different content creators. And so I believe a lot in Reach's ability, and Reach is very community driven, and very inclusive, very friendly, very easy to work with, a lot of fun, and it just fits. Reach as a person fits with the team, and that's so very important for us because we treat the team as a family as opposed to just a group of content creators. So yes, you will get all that stuff from me after the AuraCast. I'll send the formal invite and everything else, and give you access to all the fancy channels and things in the Discord, and you can see where we talk crap about you constantly. And but yeah, I'll do that after the AuraCast, and put a formal announcement out on Twitter. So
that Reach is a fellow Guardian. She can't blow me up in Galacticraft, right? Like legally, that's how that works.
Oh, well, see, that's the thing, though. See, I have no jurisdiction over that on the Aura Guardian side of things because it's actually a Nerds and Noobs project. So
yeah,
I'm actually...
It's just like... It's community goals, right?
So I'm sorry. There's no carryover of like protection. I'm sorry, you're on your own.
I was so trusting, and I'm like, Reach is being so kind. I'll just stay next to her base, and now I'm just like within range of like literally anything.
I already did the role update. Oh, thanks, Charming. All right, well, you've got access in the Discord. I'll send you the formal stuff after the AuraCast is done, including the actual team invite, and you can feel free to tweet if you want to reach and do all that stuff. But yeah, we'll put an official tweet out at some stage between now and later tonight. Yeah, in the next few hours. So yeah. So that's part one. So congratulations, Reach. Welcome aboard. It does mean I own your soul now, so no blowing me up. No. The other side of it is I want to look at expanding the team over the next few months. And so what I'm actually doing is, as of the 1st of February, applications are opening for the Aura Guardians. It will be available on the website. There's a form to fill out. It's not as complicated as we've done previously. And they will be open for 2 weeks. And then we will be spending 2 weeks assessing. And then there'll be some announcements for new team members. So all these details will be made available in the Discord in the coming days. And so make sure you check that out if you are thinking about wanting to apply to join the Aura Guardians. But yeah, that's the other big announcement, is that we're actually opening applications. So yeah, that's awesome. Everything. It's all happening. Things are moving along. So yeah,
it's always great to have new members of the family. So
I wouldn't dare. I don't believe you. Last time you said you wouldn't do this kind of things. You locked me in a Pokeball in one of our worlds and and trolled me hard.
That trap was there for like weeks. It's just like, has it happened yet? Has it happened yet?
I was trolled hard, all right? So, yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much all the AG stuff. We get all that out the way, but talk about streaming stuff. Firstly, well, for those of you who don't know, would you like to give yourself a bit of an introduction, Alex, and what you stream and that kind of stuff?
Sure. My name's Alex, or as the internet would know me, GaySuperman. I stream just like a lot of stuff. My typical games are Apex Legends and Overwatch, but like I have no schedule. I do whatever. I've gotten really into Stream Raider recently. If you guys are into that, you should. Yeah. Anyway,
there are so many people on our team that now do Stream Raiders.
Yes. It was just good because it means I can build up my army. I will make the best archer ever. I know it's only a common soldier, but like it's so levelable. I love it. But yeah, I play whatever I want. And it's just a fun time. I'm trying to just build a nice inclusive community where we can chat. Yeah.
How long have you been streaming for, roughly?
Ooh, it's probably been about 2 years. It's like it started when I started my PhD program, so it's easy to keep track of to an extent.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're pretty quick to answer that, because some people go, carry the 4, start doing maths and counting the fingers, and it's like, oh dear.
Yeah, second semester of my first time here, so it's pretty attached.
Oh, there you go. Nice. And okay, so recently we've been doing a thing about tweeting about the members of the team. So I asked some of the others that have been on the last couple of weeks what their goals are, and to sort of elaborate on that. So what sort of goals have you got for your content creation stuff for this year?
So when I set goals, I always like to do one that's very quantitative and one that's very qualitative. I want some metric to be I can validate that I have done well. And then I also want just a goal of things that I can improve on. So my metric is I want to reach 200 followers, because that's very easy to see. I have done that, and it's easy to track my progress. But the way I want to get to that is by being a lot more engaging when I'm not streaming. I tend to at 8 o'clock log on, play some games, be like having fun, and then just like don't think about streaming until the next session. And I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be constantly like engaging with my community on my Discord and on community Discords and such.
It's a hard thing to balance, you know.
For sure,
I've
'cause
been in that scenario, trust me.
I do have a full-time job, so like
Yeah.
it is a balance, but I'm trying to be better at the balance than I have been in the past.
So Charming is calling you out about your PhD.
Yeah, so I am a computer science PhD student who focuses on computer graphics. So it works really well with the whole like gaming. But yeah, I don't make video games. I make like scientific visualizations.
Ah. No,
Yeah, it's a lot of nerd words, which is why I typically don't expand upon it.
No, this is going to sound so cliched, but not like one of those, what they called like a Mobius strip type things that do the little, like, you know, those things, those diagrams they show that it's a thing that looks like it's infinite and it's moving.
Yeah, I know what a Mobius strip is. What do you mean by that?
Is that something? Is that kind of sciencey thing? You're talking to someone who's completely on the. I couldn't do anything.
So think of like what do you think of like sonar, right?
Yep.
You think of like the blips appearing on the screen.
Yep.
My job is basically to improve the look of that, like get more information and make it so that you can analyze that type of scientific data in real time.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I was like, you just because you said sciencey diagram or animations. And like, first thing that came to my head for some reason was a Mobius strip.
I understand now. You were thinking like I make like educational content type visualization, and it's more like tools for analysts to use.
Okay, right. Yes, Reach is going to put a little intro video out on Twitter if they can get it to work. I have seen it and it's incredible. I actually
Benny's asking when I'm getting more than one mod. I don't know. You're the only one who asked. I don't know. It's hard to trust people. Someone like went into my stream like first time is like, so how do I become a mod? And I'm like, I've never met you.
Oh, before. Oh my god, yeah, that's a wonderful question. I love that one.
I just feel like giving someone mod control on your channel is just like, here is my child. Don't smash it with a hammer.
It is. I mean, you've got to have a good working sort of rapport with these people. Like all of my mods are people who I've known for a long time, or I've been able to get know like through my community and that, and so they understand how I work as a streamer as well. Mm-hmm. And they understand my level of tolerance for, putting it bluntly, the bullshit that goes on the internet, and so they know where to draw the line and sort of cut off the, stupidity.
For sure. Yeah, I really should be looking into getting more mods. It's just I have an issue of coming to people to ask them for things.
Yeah.
So it was just really useful when you came and was like, hey, can I do this? And I was like, oh, for sure, because I trust this person and they know what they're doing. Like, I should be willing to go out of my way and ask people, but it's something you have to work on.
Absolutely, because the other thing is mods are so important in creating an atmosphere and welcoming people too. It's a nice feeling, like when I've gone to a stream and the mods are like, oh, hi Beaz, how are you? And because it's that immediate, it's like rolling out the welcome mat kind of thing. It's that kind of situation, and if they don't engage with your audience, it's kind of hard not to, like, they're so important. It's not just about dealing with trolls.
Whenever I go onto a stream and someone in chat, not necessarily even the streamer, like starts to engage with me, it makes it so much more likely that I'm going to stay. And a mod is just someone who's going to be there who can do that role. So exactly. I do understand that is useful, and that should be like on the top of my list for things to do.
I mean, it all takes time as well,
For sure.
It's a thing you got to develop over, time, but
so need to make another emote, which I've had like access to another emote for about 3 months now.
Oh my god, how? Oh my god, I'd have access to that within an hour. It'd be like, I need to put something on that. Give me a spot to put another emote. I got too many emotes. I don't have enough slots for all of the emotes I have.
like the first time I got an emote, I like commissioned it immediately, and I loved it so much. And like I will forever be attached to Gay Subheart.
Yeah.
And now I have like the little bit of anxiety that's like, but what if it's not as good as Gay Subheart? Like I'm chasing this high, and I need to make sure that it continues on. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. I'm very lucky. Shout out to last week's guest, Anne.
Mm.
She's super talented, and so I am so glad that all of my emotes are handled by her. So they're all consistent. They're all the same style, and they're all quality. So it's a hard thing. Like when I first went to Anne, as much as I loved her style of emotes, a friend of mine was doing the emotes, so I had sentimental attachment. I'm like, so I had her redo those ones, and once I seen them, I'm like, okay, she knows what she's doing. It's perfect. Like, yeah. And she's good
and
at
stuff is really good.
She's good at adapting too. Like she'll adapt to styles with like, for example, the style of your emote and go, yep, I can do this for that, or I mean, she does our Aura Guardians emotes as well. She's done the hype and the fan ones, which are amazing. So yeah, she's very talented.
That reminds me, that's another thing that like as a overall design theme, I am bad at creating. So whenever I commission things, I'm always like, yeah, with this general vibe, and that's it. That's all I have. Please help me. And so like it might be good to have someone with so much experience as Anne
Well,
to
see,
help me like
I just normally go to a hey, Dragonite, go. Dragonite, hype, beautiful. Oh, actually, no. In fairness, I did. It's probably the only emote I went in with a plan, and it was my hype emote, and it was like Dragonite uses Hyper Beam as a move, so why can't the Hyper Beam be the word hype? And it was perfect. But other than that, I'm like, literally, okay, Dragonite Nom, and she's got him eating a cake, and like, it's beautiful.
I also have this issue where I don't know what the constraints of like 256 pixels. Like I think that's the size of an emote. I could be wrong. I don't know what can be done in that.
I try not to think about it. My mind doesn't compute that at all. It's like, just put all of this information into this tiny little square, please.
It's like I had the idea once of, because it's my main theme for my channel is, well, I have two, obviously. It's gay and superheroes. Wow. Who would have thought? But it's just like so much of superhero-dom is like it has text involved.
Yeah.
And it's like you cannot put text in an emote.
No, and if you do it, like it can be, but it can't be all. It's very rare that just text as an emote works.
Yeah, my favorite example of text emote is this one here, the kapow. It's like accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's in my theme. Love it.
Well, so that's why, like, for example, this here works because it's within the constraints of an emote, but it's still got
that is
text.
A good point.
Yeah,
and it evokes like a feeling of like, hey, fam.
Yeah, exactly. Same with like the hype emote that she did. It's holding hype above its head, so yeah, like so the words are there, but the words aren't the only part of the emote, So
that's a good point. It's also like very small words. When I was saying text, I was thinking of like
War and Peace. Just a paragraph of writing.
When you think of Superman, like there's probably two things you think about, and probably the first one is, look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, and like that can't be an emote.
No.
I could possibly make a bird and a plane emote, but like why?
Just put the bird in the plane and it will save an emote.
That's a good point.
It's a bird in a plane.
It's a bird in a plane. Is that what Superman is now? It's like 3 raccoons in a trench coat. No, it's just a bird in a plane.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's and that's we've spoken about it lots of times on the AuraCast as well. Branding is so, and like being cohesive with your branding is so important, but very difficult to achieve. And like
I also fear for like whenever like I possibly break into merch as a concept, I don't want to be IP'd. Like, I imagine you have this issue with the Dragonite thing.
Absolutely.
It's like I cannot be Superman, and probably GaySuperman's too close too. So I don't want everything to be just like the stylized S.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I just recently released a merch line, and that was my big hard problem with that was like, I don't want it to just be here's Dragonite slapped on a t-shirt kind of thing.
Mm.
And there's a fine line between being able to use art as or concepts.
Twago.
Oh god.
Woo.
Woo. There's a fine line between if you just take an image that say Nintendo or Marvel or any of those have made and just slap it on a t-shirt, you're liable. They're going to come after you. But there's this weird gray area in which there's like a I don't know the exact wording, but it's like you have the ability to use your own created art that is inspired by that. So it's a weird gray area because you see a lot of larger streamers who are directly using those, IPs, and it's perfectly fine. So you just got to be really conscious about it. And it makes life very tricky, but it is achievable.
There's a much bigger problem with my name, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it here.
I think we've spoken about it briefly last time you were on the AuraCast from memory.
Is that true?
Like,
don't Google my name without the word Twitch afterward. That's all I'm saying.
It's we did. I don't think we discussed exactly what it was, but we did discuss the fact that your name would lend itself to searchability issues.
Exactly. Yes. And I feel like if I want to grow as a streamer, like that should be an important thing. So I've always been like kind of playing with the idea of like going to like gay superhero instead.
But I said so like, and then I was thinking, maybe you could do what some people do and put like TV on the end. I'm like, I'm still sure there's like,
yeah, true.
So like, there's no way around it to some degree. But then
I also find it a little like, sorry if this is you guys, but I find the like TTV like in like Overwatch or like Apex Legends gamer tags just like a little bit tacky.
I see. I purposely avoid putting any references to my streaming in any gaming that I play because there's two reasons. One, yes, I agree with you. It can be a little bit tacky, just a little bit. But then on top of all that, it's like you're just actually making yourself a target. Because they assume that streamers are good at games, and it's not always the case. It's not always the case. Like, I'll be playing Destiny.
Streams competitive games.
Exactly. I'm so bad at shooters, and I'd hate for someone to think that I'm good at it and target me. I have enough trouble just being an anonymous person playing the game, let alone being like, hey, he's a Twitch streamer, get him. Like...
I think as an Overwatch player, if they saw me playing support with TTV in my name, they just like their brains would explode because like that's such a like damage main thing to do. It's like, where's the rest of my team? Oh, their brain just exploded. I guess it's over now.
And that Danny's just pointed out another DBD is chronic for her. If you've got any reference to being a Twitch streamer or TTV or whatever in it, you will be tunneled hard. They will think you are God's gift to that game and they will come after you. It just happens.
And Matthias brought up the idea of stream snipers, which is a problem if you're playing BRs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Apex.
So
yeah, I've never been stream sniped, thankfully. I feel like that would frustrate me so hard. Like, for one thing, it's a bit flattering. Like, oh no, you're coming to my channel. Oh no. But the other, it's like, and now I cannot enjoy the game.
Have you had that happen? So you've had that happen where people have come from the game you're playing and found you as a streamer? Have you ever had that happen?
I have. But it wasn't as a stream snipey thing. It was just like we had a game together and they like, because I am generally positive with my teammates, they're like, a nice person on the Twitch? What? And so they'll like go and like check it out. But it only happens if you casually mention it, and it's always tacky to casually mention it. But sometimes it just happens.
It happened to
Like,
me recently. I had someone literally join my stream because they seen my name in Destiny. And
mhm.
Pat will remember this because we're playing together. And then I was like, and I wasn't talking shit about the person, but I was like, I jokingly said, because I had to get X amount of kills in a specific mission. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
this person's stealing my kills. Next minute they're in my chat and going, oh, that's me. I'm like, oh God. But then they followed and like joined my Discord and they hang around every now and then, and it's like, that's really cool. And they were following us around for helping us with missions and that. But it was this moment of like, I wasn't talking shit about them, but it was like I was joking, going, they're taking all my kills, I need these, please stop. And the guy's like, oh sorry, that's me, I'm very sorry. It was like, oh.
They took the moment to be like, don't be mad at me.
It was like, oh, that's me, I'm so sorry. They say the funny side of it, but it was like, oh, you never know who's watching, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just don't know what prompted them to search DragonBeaz, because
Yeah.
it was just like, well, it's just another anonymous name in all of these names that are in the tower or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah, it's like, do they check for every person
they
they play
must
with?
do. They must
That's
do.
so much.
But like, you know, in the tower, for example, it's like 20 people. It's like, are you checking all of those people? Like,
Oh my God. That is something that I've been thinking about that like games should be doing, because I think it would benefit them, is Twitch integration in engine.
Yeah.
Like, as a person who knows a lot about computer graphics, I know that this would be a bit not even a bit challenging, because like integrating links into the outside world would be difficult. But think of how much you could gain from getting people like engaged with the community on Twitch, so they're like not only playing your game but watching your game, and suddenly that like your game and streamers become like part of their life and social
Yeah.
interaction.
You're
Like, I can't believe this isn't a thing people have done.
You're creating sort of their own little like world, if that makes sense, and structure. You know, it's a bit more than just a group of people playing a game. It's actually starting to create like a structure, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a
Then
cool
we
idea.
would have less people spamming in chat, twitch.tv/blank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, but yeah, no. So I've had that happen. And it's a weird feeling. But like, yeah, it's flattering though, because if they're really nice and that's like, cool, you took the time to see the stream and say hello and hang around and whatever else. It's like, oh, that's cool. But it does for a little bit. It's like, I feel a little stalked at the moment, but that's okay. It's a bit weird.
I mean, it's the risk you take for having the same name for everything.
Yeah, but see, for me, it's like, I'm talking about that. For me, it was like everything's DragonBeaz for the most part, and it was like my Twitter handle has been bothering me for a long time, and I was finally.
I have this problem.
Because what's your Twitter handle? It's 4s instead of A's, isn't it?
Exactly. So some things, well, first of all, Twitter's different, but some things like censor the word gay, which on one hand, I get it, because you don't want people to use gay in a derogatory way on your platform.
Correct.
But on the other hand, my sexuality is not derogatory.
No.
So like,
it's a bit of
I am annoyed by it, especially like when game companies do that. Just like, be alert for things that are bad, but don't just like say all out using the word gay. But with Twitter, it wasn't actually that. I thought it was for the longest time. There's someone who has never tweeted in their life who has the name GaySuperman as their username. And like, it's not like their screen name or anything. Their name just happens to be very close to GaySuperman. Like,
oh really?
It's like Gabe Suiterman or something like that. And so I think they just like made it as a joke. But they've never tweeted anything. They don't like things. They're not an active Twitter user. And I just want to like cancel their account so
they
bad.
Did you say what I did with mine?
No.
We were talking about Twitter handles and stuff on stream, and we were talking about names and that. And I said, you know, I'm DragonBeaz on everything except Twitter. I'm the DragonBeaz, and it drives me insane because it's not. I don't want the "the" in front because I'm just DragonBeaz. Yeah. So anyway,
and people won't be able to find it as easily.
I knew that the account was taken by someone, Beatrice something or other, and I'm like, I don't understand why you've got this name DragonBeaz. And so after a while, I was like, I can't DM them. I can't think. You know what? During that stream, I was like, I quickly wrote up a tweet and I tagged them in it, and I just said, you know, explain everything. I'm like, they're never going to answer. They did. And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
oh my god! And then she explained the reason why her name was DragonBeaz is her name's Beatrice, so it's B-E-A, and she likes Dragon Ball Z, so it's DragonBeaz. I'm like, are you serious? There's a reason behind that? And it was this whole conversation, and she said, no, I'll give you the name. She followed me on Twitch. She's joined my Discord and all these other things. And so she did it there and then. And so now I'm at DragonBeaz on Twitter. And the only reason
sweet.
I thought she was not active, but then I got told by Danny going, she's replying to people's tweets. She's never tweeted herself, but she's replying to other people's tweets. And she'd replied to somebody's tweet like a week or two ago. So she was still active. So I don't know. Have you checked that side where it's like...
I did. I checked every single tab on the thing, and there's nothing. I don't think they've logged in since they made the account.
Well, see, Pedal's dealing with a similar situation. I love these kind of things. They're frustrating for people because I've been there and I've managed to resolve mine. But Pedal's username is the True Pedal. They wanted that. They wanted that on Twitter, and there's someone who literally has the name the True Pedal, and it's a fake sort of made account for Anne Frank's boyfriend.
What?
Try to process that, right? It's not a real person. It's like a fictional account.
Anne Frank had a boyfriend.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
The whole thing.
I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a joke account, parody account. I don't know much about that side of things. I don't know if Anne Frank had a boyfriend. I don't know. But it's... What? She did have one. Okay. And it's literally, that's what it is. And I'm like... So they can't get that because someone took it for a stupid thing. Because it's not like historical or anything. It's just parody or like impersonation. Yeah. I'm like,
and it has nothing to do with the source material either. Like, it's just like a name.
Well, I tried that reach with mine, but then because she wasn't inactive, it didn't work. So, but
I also looked up, I Googled that, and it said even if it is inactive, right now they're not getting rid of people's accounts because they don't know about, like, they're looking at memorials. Like, they want to make it so you can commemorate an account for, like, dead people.
Yeah.
So that, like, you can release the username back into the wild, but this way you don't remove everybody's tweet if someone died.
Yeah, which is a little bit tricky, and I guess I can understand them trying to respect that, but I mean, it depends on...
If you ever tweeted in your lifetime, I don't think you need to memorialize these.
Well, no, because why would you memorialize something that's not... There's nothing there to memorialize. That's just nothing.
Just remember their lack of posting.
Exactly. They're going to be forever remembered for never being social. Like, it's like, all right...
Someone said something that made me... Oh, yeah, you should, if you change your name ever, make sure you check all the socials. I actually did this with hover.com, non-spawn. But, like, it just, like, checks all of the domains, and I'm like, is GaySuperman, can I, like, buy that? And it's like, not at all. Very expensive.
Oh, God.
I checked, like, a bunch of other stuff.
That was one of the criteria when I looked up DragonBeaz. I knew going in that the only thing I couldn't get DragonBeaz on was Twitter. I did a lot of research because, like, I want my name to be my name across everything if I can do that. And, you know, it's across the board on, like, Instagram and like PlayStation, etc. And so yeah, but it's a tricky one, especially if it's something that's a bit more common.
I was shocked at how common GaySuperman was because this came...
See, I'm not, but that's just because I'm a warped human being. But, you know,
that's
like...
fair. I just, like, I looked for, like, a long time ago, I looked at it on a social media website, and I was just like, oh, someone's probably already had this. And it was free. And I'm like, there's no way. And so I've just always assumed, like, oh, no one's ever thought of this before. I'm a creative genius.
It somewhat surprises me that it wasn't, like, taken up because it's just...
Yeah.
It's Superman. And
but
I'm surprised no one's thought to do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Especially, like, yeah, because Twitch is notorious for it too. Names have just been taken for no reason and the account's never done anything. Like, it's like, you know, so...
Yeah. I feel like if nothing's ever happened on an account, no matter what, it should be available after like 24 hours of it being created. It's like it's just they're not using it.
Yeah. I like
Like
it,
even
if
like the first time you make a Twitter account, everybody's like, "Is this thing on?" Right? Like,
exactly. Just at least tweet once so we know that you know. Because a lot of the time
are you still alive?
well, it's like a lot of times it's bots or like trolling accounts and things like that as well. And it's like, well, you know, meme accounts. Yeah, exactly. There's like all these different, you know, reasons why stupid accounts are made. So yeah.
Yeah, it's I know like there was one thing that when I was like researching Twitter on like can I get this account gone? And the only way to do it is if it's your IP. And I'm
Yep.
like for the briefest moment I'm like how do I like trademark GaySuperman? And then I just like punched myself in the face like you're an idiot.
I take responsibility for Wolfo in a box. There's a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
That was my doing. And I'm like, it's such good branding, though. It's such a catchy name. Wolfo in a box is great.
And it's evocative. Like
Yeah.
you immediately think of something.
Exactly. So yeah, but so the thing we were going to talk about before we talk about some gaming stuff and that, I was going to say before we did it for so long, tech issues. So I thought I was the only one having tech issues this week, but apparently so are you, or so have you. So what has been plaguing your existence this week?
So first of all, I got like a 3-day plague plaguing my existence. Like I was like super sick, so I couldn't stream last Sunday and I couldn't stream on Tuesday. But then like I immediately started feeling better after Tuesday. So Thursday was my first stream in a week. I went on, turned everything on. I was in Discord with someone to play with, and like I opened up Apex Legends and we got into a match and nothing was working. I looked over, my webcam had stopped working. Someone said that they couldn't hear me. I think it was Reach. And then my game was playing at 20 FPS. I'm like, I'm inside a competitive game. Nothing is working. So I was like trying to play at 20 FPS. I was getting motion sickness. And then like once we got out of the match, well, actually, whenever there was a lull in the action, I would like tab out, try to fix some stuff. I lowered some settings. Nothing was working. And eventually I realized that NVIDIA broadcast wasn't working. I had to update it. And then very, very later in the evening, I realized that Streamlabs and Streamlabs, like OBS itself, were taking up 30% and 50% of my GPU like processing on their own with nothing else. And then I stopped streaming for a little bit and they were still taking up almost the same amount without going live at all.
Okay.
I'm like, what's happening? And I still haven't fixed it. I don't know.
Are you so what are you using?
Streamlabs OBS.
So you're using Streamlabs OBS. Okay, I used to use that, and I used to use that for the longest time. And it varies from computer to computer, and it varies from person to person. I found in the last 6 months of me using it, it started to chug everything in my PC, and I swapped to OBS Studio. It very much depends on what hardware you're using. It very much depends on how your computer's configured in regards to that. And so it might be worth you running some testing and things with OBS Studio and seeing if that makes a difference. Because I run AuraCast on slobs, and it seems to run reasonably well. But if I try to run my own stream, because I run so much more on my own stream than what I do for the AuraCast, it was horrific. I would have audio issues, and OBS, not OBS, NVIDIA Broadcast, or when it was back at RTX Voice, wouldn't work. It would be stuttery and just weird. And yeah, even games like I play a lot of Destiny and that, it would tank things.
Destiny is a big game, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked. The only things that I had changed before it happened, Streamlabs OBS got an update, and NVIDIA Broadcast got an update.
Yeah.
And I looked back. Oh, and my graphics card. I updated my graphics card's driver.
Yeah.
I looked at like online and I searched for all of those things plus like like terrible frame rates, and nothing was like no one had like put in a like request being like, hey, you messed up all of my gaming stuff. So I feel like I'm alone here. So my plan was to try OBS Studio and see if that did anything, because I have heard that it is a lighter weight version.
It is in the fact that it doesn't take as much CPU or GPU. It does use less, but as I said, it varies from system to system as well. And I found that with my current setup, the OBS Studio works better for me. I know people who still use Slobs and use it successfully and don't have any problems with it. And I was one of them for the longest time, and then it just, for some reason, one day, a few updates later, and it just tanked everything. So it is something that it's a bit of trial and error, but I would give OBS Studio a go and see if that fixes your problem. If it doesn't, then you can establish that there's something else not right, because if it's not going to run on OBS Studio or Slobs, there's something not else quite going right there.
At that point, it's something wrong with my PC.
And then it's like, all right, so then where do you draw the line and try and work out what's going on and try and work out which part's doing what wrong?
At that point, it becomes a very expensive problem.
Very much so.
Wait, so what was your technical problem?
So I've had a couple this week. I had because I still use I used to use some Streamlabs stuff because some of it's really good. I use Stream Labels to get my things for like recent follower, etc. And I use like the alert box widget and that, but I just use a browser source as opposed to the inbuilt stuff that you get in Slobs.
Yeah.
But for some reason, none of my alerts were working. And then I had a raid from somebody, and it didn't show up, right? It showed up in the chat and that, and I was able to thank, but my alert didn't go off. I'm like, all right, weird. Well, then I got raided again by Larissa, and it played the raid alert twice over the top of each other, and it was like the Team Rocket theme from Pokemon, but it was like echoing out by like half a second, so it'd be like, oh God.
I hate that kind of audio problem.
And it was so loud as well. I'm like, what is going on? It was horrific. I'm like, so I had to go back in and I deleted every single like alert box scene in my OBS and put it back in, and it's fine now. And apparently it's something to do with the data that's stored somewhere. Occasionally it has this moment and getting rid of it possibly, and so then I put it back in and it seems to be working again. But it was this weird moment of like a host would go off and that would work fine, but then someone would follow and it wouldn't, and then things would double up, and then sometimes I wouldn't even have the scene on that particular source on that particular scene, and it would play it anyway, but I'd have no visual, but I'd have audio. It was so weird. And so I fixed that. Then today's was another one. I've been streaming once a week on YouTube. Which has been interesting. Like, it's so... I
want to pick your brain on that, after this.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a really interesting... It's a really interesting place to get into when you've streamed on Twitch, because it's a little bit... I won't say it's limited to what features it has, but it's still pretty good. Like, the audience is there, and and people from Twitch have followed over, so that's been nice. But like,
yeah,
it's... So I went to go live, and it was coming up, cannot connect to server, and I'm going, all right, what does that mean? So I'm like, all right, maybe my stream key's wrong. I'll put the nope, didn't work. Reset OBS, nope, didn't work. Restart my computer, nope, didn't work. I'm thinking, oh my God, it's not going to happen. I had to delete my profile on my OBS, but keep my overlays set up and that was fine, and then redo it, and it worked. But there is no reason why.
So
it took me an hour.
As someone who's, not to toot my own horn, very educated in computer science and this type of thing, that baffles me. What the heck did they do server side? Because like you just said, you fixed your you redid your authentication key. So like, that should be it. Like, that's the connecting. What did they do?
It just wouldn't. But then I literally wipe the slate clean, put a new profile together, put the same stream. I didn't even reset my stream key because you can do that on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Put it in, and it worked. So I don't know, and I still don't know, but it's working. I was like, okay.
The only thing it's too technical to get. Never mind.
It's just so bizarre. Like it, and these little things happen, but like it was such a weird one because I'm like, I literally streamed. Nothing has changed since last time. Like nothing has changed at all. There hasn't even been an update. Why is it doing this? Why do I want to throw something at my computer? Like it's just, it does happen. But yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, he's the worst. I've never met someone who manages to break everything simultaneously. I'm literally on standby anytime he streams because he just has tech issues.
It's one of my favorite things about Danny's streams is just like eventually something goes wrong and then you come in and it's like, what did you do to my computer?
And that's the worst thing is I can literally stream before him, have a running flawless, perfect stream. He literally sits in the chair and the computer's like, oh, I'm out. I'm done. I'm gone. Like everything starts flashing and shutting down and glitching. And it's like
smoke arises from the monitor.
It's just like, what have you done? And then I'll get on the computer after him and want to do something, and all my settings are wrong, and I just don't understand why. And in his defense, 99% of the time, he's done nothing. It's just his sheer presence that my computer goes, no.
Have you checked if Danny emits a low-grade electromagnetic field that's interfering with...
What, you think he's EMPing my computer every time it sits down? Oh, but no. And it's so weird. Like, it happens. But yeah.
Chaotic energy.
But like, I have little hiccups. Not every stream, but frequently. But it's become a running joke. It's just a running joke.
For me, as I mentioned a little earlier, it's always just like I change games midway through and I never update it. That's my usual hiccup.
Yeah.
In my defense, I usually tried to update it, but then it just didn't go through for whatever reason. But that happens like every other stream.
Steam is great for that. You think things are updated. I was playing Phasmophobia a couple of weeks ago. Updated. I mean, in Steam's defense, Phasmophobia is updating things every 24 hours at the moment. It's insane. But I went to bed. I updated Phasmo. Got up the next morning relatively early to stream like I do on a Tuesday. And it needed another update. I'm like, wait, what? I literally updated this like 6 hours ago or 7 hours ago. Why is it updating again?
I have a little bit of an embarrassing thing for like a professional gaming person to not know. And that is, I have no concept of what the game Phasmophobia is. All I have deduced is fear of ghosts.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
I tried to watch a stream once and it was just like nothing was happening. They were they were outside a house in like a truck and they were talking about a flashlight. That was it. Oh, and that lasted for like 10 minutes.
You've got to...
I can't do that.
You've got to watch a Phasmo stream on a Tuesday when it's me, Larissa, Kaylee, and Corey, because it's hilarious. But the concept behind Phasmophobia is you're a team of investigators. The house or building or whatever you're going into is haunted, and you're given all these tools and things to find the ghost. It's horrific. It is scary. There are so many moments in that game that just are scary. And so you go in and you got to find evidence to prove what kind of ghost it is. You have additional objectives to do as well, like, you know, getting to walk through soul or stopping them from trying to kill you with a crucifix or all these like cliched things that are about ghost hunting, etc. You got like an EMF reader and a...
So it's co-op.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I always thought...
Well, you thought it was competitive?
No, I didn't think it was strictly competitive. I thought it was like a hidden identity game.
Oh, no. You're working together and there's a ghost that's computer AI.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely...
That sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun. It is scary. It has its moments. I've dragged a few people into it to play. There are some Phasmo videos on my YouTube, and it's like... It's a game that I didn't think I'd like, and I've absolutely fallen in love with. It's so well made, even though it's in alpha. It's really clever in that like proximity chat and like the way it works and investigations, and like you go into a house, you wander it, you can find a Ouija board, and then you got to use the Ouija board and it will tell you what room it's in, and then you get on the spirit box and you're like, can you hear me? And if it doesn't respond, well, that's not an evidence, but if it does respond, it could go like, you ask it, are you an adult? And it will go adult, or like, are you angry? And then the best thing is when you go, are you angry? And it goes, kill, death. Like, and you're in a dark room and
yes,
the lights go off and a flicker, and then the ghost is chasing you down the hallway, and it's really, really, really freaky.
It seems like it has very chaotic energy.
It is. It's very much a game of absolute chaos, but it's in a good way. And as Reach just pointed out, it did win Best Debut Game 2020 at the Game Awards.
Oh, I thought you were just giving your own judgment there.
No, it won. It legit won. Sorry, no, it's best debut indie game. Yeah, and it's being developed by one person. It beat Hades.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it beat Hades.
No, I find it difficult for anything to beat Hades because it's just like #1 in my heart right now. Wow. Okay. I guess look at it then.
I guess it's the concept behind it and the replayability of it. Like every time you go into a hunt, it's very different. Like it's
PME.
I don't know what PME. I'm guessing they're checking their notes. Maybe it didn't beat Hades. Maybe Hades was nominated in Best Indie Game because this won Best Debut Indie Game. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm guessing they're talking like studio wise.
I didn't mean to question you at all. Yeah. Like, I was just shocked because it's just like Hades is so big right now.
Yeah. So Hades won. I'm pretty sure Hades won Best Indie Game. And I'm pretty sure Phasmo won Best Debut Indie Game because this game, Phasmo is being developed by one person.
Oh, does debut then mean it's like the first game a company has made?
I think so.
That's insane. Whoa. That's so much pressure.
It's being played by so many people at the moment, like on gotcha. Twitch and on YouTube, and it was like best-selling game for a couple of weeks when it first released, and it's still selling like crazy, and they're still he's still developing it, and he's still solo developing it, which is impressive considering the fan base that it's got.
Yeah. So I know that Hades right now is very inundated with streamers. Yeah. So I'm trying very hard, despite playing that game constantly in my free time, not to stream it because I'm like, I'm not gonna find an audience for this right now.
No, it's flooded. It's weird. Phasmo's a bit different, probably because it's not streamlined. I mean, I know Hades is it's procedurally generated, isn't it? Hades? Is that correct? Yeah, but I guess it's still a little bit more linear than this co-op hunting ghosts concept, because the moment you bring a new player in or a different team, the dynamic completely changes on how it works. Like I can play with Kaylee, Larissa, and Corey, and we still have moments of absolute chaos, but we're a bit more experienced as a team. Whereas I've played it with Pedal and Alex and a few others, and I've died and been hunted down, and it's horrific, and it breathes in your ear, and
it allows for much more from a content creation side of just like bringing your own zhuzh
it is. It is very much. You got people who play it fairly seriously, and you got people who play it like me. Like I want to win in that, but I just go in and it's a shit show. There's no other word for it. You know, I did one where Pedal was controlling the truck. Wasn't allowed to leave the truck. That was the rules we made as part of the game. I went into the houses solo. And it was horrific. I had ghosts giggling at me. I had things flying off of shelves. I had lights flickering. It was horrific. I was sweating from fear. Like, I was literally sweating from fear. It was so bad.
So, it's to go back to something we were talking about a lot earlier, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay. You said that you're streaming on YouTube now a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about at least like partially moving to that platform because it's a bigger audience.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on it as like a different media.
It's okay. So the thing with YouTube, and it's taken a lot of learning to, and I'm still learning. Obviously, it's fairly new. I've always sort of been uploading stuff to YouTube, but it's been mostly like Twitch highlights and stuff like that. And I was like, same thing. Don't get me wrong. My Twitch is, I'm happy. It's growing. It's doing its, and it's a wonderful thing. But it's like my mindset changed a bit with the pandemic and work and everything else. And I'm currently sort of streaming full time as my income because I don't have a lot of job options at the moment. So I'm like, let's make the best of what I've got. So I've dove a bit into YouTube, and it was suggested to me, why don't you try a YouTube stream? Because the way you should treat a YouTube stream as opposed to a Twitch stream is it's like recording a video to put up, because then it goes up and it stays there.
Yeah.
You still have live interactions with your audience, but then it's also the mindset of someone else might go and actually watch that archive 3 months down the track.
So, yeah, I get surprised when I like look into my videos and I'm like, oh, people have watched this afterward, and it's on Twitch.
Yeah.
But I imagine that's like the goal on YouTube.
Basically, I mean, they don't. So YouTube is obviously primarily, and that's probably a little bit incorrect for me to say, but YouTube's primarily putting up content, like videos that people can watch at any time. There still is an element of live streaming, but that's not where their bulk of their effort is at the moment. They are actually starting to push into that area a bit more now. They're recently just doing some beta testing and that clipping like we've got on Twitch. But there's not a lot of infrastructure in regards to things like, people being able to subscribe and custom emotes and all that kind of stuff. But there is a larger audience. 99% of the people know YouTube. Not everyone knows Twitch.
Yeah.
Even though Twitch is a huge platform, and at this time is the dominant streaming platform. But when it comes to pure content media kind of stuff, YouTube has got that on their side. The watchability down the track kind of stuff.
For sure.
It is a weird experience because what works with Twitch doesn't work with YouTube in regards to like the behind the scenes stuff. A lot of configuration stuff, chatbot stuff, and the way it goes live, and it's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get your head around it, it's not too bad. But you've got to also treat it like you've got to have a thumbnail, for example, when you go live. So it's like you're putting up a video, but you've got a thumbnail.
Which has nothing to do with the content.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if you put a thumbnail up, like for example, I'm doing a shiny badge quest on YouTube at the moment, which is a whole Pokemon thing. So I've been putting up a thumbnail that is associated with that concept, so that people can scroll through the listings and go, oh, this person's doing this Pokemon related thing, because on YouTube, the searchability is more about keywords like, if they're looking for Pokemon, they'll look for Pokemon, and then they'll go, oh, I like the look of this person's thumbnail, it looks professional, and, the description and whatever else. Whereas on Twitch, most people search up a game and go, oh, this person's streaming, they got, 12 viewers, I'll go and check them out, because I can't see anything to even give me an impression, because it's literally just a logo and the name and what game they're playing. So you've got to think a little bit more about branding and a little bit more about
carving out a niche.
Yeah, and the algorithms, exactly as Charming said, is you've got to be able to utilize those algorithms to try and find the exposure. And it's really interesting because, like, for example, I did something. Most of my views are good for me, and I'm happy with them. But I did a reaction video, which is the first time I'd done it on my channel, and it was for the new Pokemon Snap game. That within 24 hours, I average between 20 to 50 views per video. I mean, some of my videos still get views now, but in that initial, say, week, within 24 hours, I had 300 views. And it was because I literally uploaded that video at a time when it was hot. People were looking for it, and the discoverability was there. So it's that capitalizing on those kind of trends, but also capitalizing within your interests. Like don't if you like Pokemon, don't go and stream God of War, because that's not going to work for you. Like, but if you are interested in Pokemon and an opportunity came up, take it and use it. You need to do that. So yeah.
I also have this. I don't mean, I'm not trying to get like personal information about your background here, but I feel like what I've learned about YouTube from like my stint into it for Noobcraft stuff
Yeah.
was that like I will never see monetization. Like, because you need like 1,000 subs
You need
to get
1,000 subs, and you need, I think it's 4,000 hours viewed.
which it's insane to me as someone who's it's still at the very beginning of their like online career.
Yeah.
Like, wow, because with Twitch it was hard to get to not partner affiliate, but
Yeah.
like it was achievable. Like that's 3 viewers on average, 50 followers, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like that those are numbers that I can conceive of.
Yeah.
With the YouTube numbers, it just seems so out of proportion, at least from my Twitch brain, because it is easier to sub on YouTube. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So I imagine you get subs easier. But it doesn't seem
so on
one-to-one.
YouTube, the way I would explain it, and I'm not monetized obviously because I'm just starting out, is that when you do get monetized, or if you do get monetized, so subbing to YouTube is the equivalent of following on Twitch. They do have a next step up, which is becoming a member of that person's channel. That is the monetization side of things with that. They also have something called Super Chat. Now, Super Chat is a bit like donations, but what it does is they donate money and it pops their message up at the top of the chat in a box that you can't miss it. If it's like the sun glaring in your eyes, it's there. So, but you only get that when you reach that level of commitment. And from what I've been told by a lot of people is that there are lots more monetization options, as weird as that sounds, and a lot more profitability in YouTube if you can establish yourself on there.
Okay.
It's a weird situation, and things are forever changing. That's the other thing, is like things are always changing. Whether it's Twitch, whether it's YouTube, etc. They're forever changing. The other mindset for me was not to put all my eggs in one basket, because if, God forbid, Twitch stops tomorrow and you don't have a backup plan, then you're kind of starting from scratch, kind of thing.
Yeah. I have thought about that, especially when Mixer went under. I was just like, if that ever happened to Twitch, not that it will, but like if it ever happened to Twitch, I'd be screwed. I'd start over.
Yeah. And it's a scary thought, and it's something that, it depends on what your goals are as a content creator, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. And I've always been passionate about it, but even more so, I've been educating myself a lot more on it. And it's daunting to begin with, but there's plenty of resources out there. There's plenty of people you can speak to about these things. There's plenty of people that I've gotten to know as well. And this is where networking comes in so important. It's because you start knowing people who you can ask for advice, and so that's always a good thing. But
the most intimidating word.
Networking's tricky. Networking's tricky. And the other thing is don't spread yourself too thin over things. I went from being in so many communities and that to having a very targeted focus on communities and teams that I click with, I understand, and I feel that there's a mutual benefit there for each person involved. And it's not about, the leader or anything else. It's about the bigger picture as a group. And I think that's important. There's a difference between false support and genuine support. And that's always tricky to gauge sometimes.
What about net not working? I think that's called my internet.
I was about to say, isn't that when you pull the Ethernet cable out and it just all stops working? So that YouTube, it's experimental. I guess the other thing is that unlike Twitch, where if, for example, I mean, I've made it really abundantly clear I'd love to be a Twitch partner one day, but it's like there's that constant like, oh, I had a really terrible stream, so it's dropped my viewership average for 30 days and all that. That doesn't happen on YouTube. As in, like, there's no viewership average kind of situation. It's like, even if someone watches 1 minute of your video, that 1 minute adds to your total.
That is nice, for sure.
You know, and so there's not that mentality with it, which I really actually like. You know, so I guess it's a bit of experimentation. So if you want to try a video and it doesn't really get any views, well, then you know, all right, they're not after that kind of video. And that's what I've been doing. I've found sort of a bit of a niche in a few things where I'm getting views and some other things are not doing so well. And it's a bit of, you know, guesswork. But yeah. So, yeah. And I guess that's like anyone. And what I want with Aura Guardians, for example, is that if you want to ask a question, not just me, obviously, because I don't know everything. I wish sometimes I did, but I don't. If I had all the answers, it'd be a lot easier. But there's that you should be able to go into the Aura Guardians, whether you're part of the team, part of the community, whatever, and you can go in there and go, hey guys, what do you think about this? Or you know, have you got any experience in this? And there's that level of networking. It's not just about, hey guys, come watch my stream so I am at 5 viewers instead of 4. It's more so I'm having some really bad tech issues, or I'm thinking about looking at YouTube, or what's your thoughts on TikTok, which, you know, for me, I'm not interested in TikTok, but, you know, it's that mindset of like, and you can get a point of view from different people. And without that sort of fear of judgment as well, for, you know, because we're all good at our own things, you know, and not good at some other things, and that's just human. You know, like, So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so gaming wise, what have you been playing? Or Hades?
Of course. I've been doing so much Hades. It's been like a little bit of a problem. No, I'm not gonna say it's a problem.
Do you need an intervention?
No, not yet at least. It's yeah. I've also been I'm constantly into Overwatch to an extent, but I've been pulling back a little bit. Same with Apex. But yeah, it's mostly been Hades recently. Some just like casual games with friends like Civ and stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of in like a normal rut. Rut's a weird word. But like just like I play either Apex Legends or Overwatch on weekdays, and then on weekends I play like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
like a more story-based game. It's nice.
I'm still deep dived into Destiny 2. I have lost myself in this season. Something like fierce.
I've tried so many times to get into Destiny, and there's so much background. I feel like I just could never get a foothold.
It's a tricky one. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, it's a tricky one, and it would be overwhelming for somebody, especially if you're the kind of person who enjoys the story and backstory and lore and that, because if you do like that kind of things about games, it's going to be really hard because there's so much backstory. Pedro is an amazing source of information on Destiny 2. So is Silent, actually. Silent is also like a lore buff. It is a good game if you enjoy that kind of game. I have to have my little brag moment. I got my first title in Destiny ever, and I've been playing this game since Alpha, where I've completed enough triumphs in the season and that to get a title, like a proper achievement title thing. I'm like, oh, I did it.
That's awesome. I don't know what that means, but congrats.
I'm trying to think an equivalent, like... oh god, I don't know. It's kind of like, I guess it's like there was 15 triumphs you had to complete, and then you get a title to recognize that you did all of those triumphs within that season or whatever. So, and then it's a permanent thing that you can put on your character, and like it's like a commendation kind of thing, that kind of mindset. And I've never had one until now. I'm like, aha, I did it.
So. Sorry, I'm sorry. Someone's knocking at my door. Do you mind if I like?
Yeah, go.
Sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, And you're working on you have Wayfair already. I'm currently my next one to get is Splintered. I have 2 triumphs to finish for Splintered. The solo Lost Sector, which is just horrific, and next week hopefully I can finish off the augment ones. Yeah, because the augment's not difficult, it's just a time sensitive thing. So it's like you have to do one of these things every week for like 8 weeks of playing the season kind of thing, and we've got 7 of 8 at this point. So, but it's not in the right location this week, so I got to wait until next week. So that's always a bit tricky, but yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one, but yeah. And I was looking at news stuff. There's been a whole heap of random stuff, but there hasn't been anything major to my knowledge, other than the whole like stock market thing. But that's a whole rabbit hole of nonsense that's going on. So yeah, that's a thing. What else we got here? Resident Evil stuff's come out, as in like demos and stuff. That's been really cool to see. I've only done 1 augment, but I got the same one twice. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's yeah. I had that last season, Charming, with the loop thing, and I missed one of the loop things, and then they never played it again. So I actually missed out on that one by 1 triumph, and I was so angry. I'm like, worked so hard all season, and I didn't know this was a thing. I missed 1 week of activity, and it cost me dearly. I'm like,
so these triumphs. Also, sorry, but no, are they like achievements? Just like general,
kind of. They're in game achievements, but some of them are just achievements you can tick off, and it unlocks lore and stuff within the game that you can read and that. But there are some specifically to the season that give you a medallion thing that lights up in your inventory, and it gives you a title that shows up under your username. So people go, "Oh, that person is a warden because they completed everything in that season."
This is something that I really find amazing in games, is just like how you show you want to reward people for like their loyalty.
Yeah.
Like it's you want to reward skill at a game, and you want to reward people just like playing your game.
Yeah.
And some games do it like really well, and that sounds like a great system.
Yeah, I have to say it's one of the best systems for that kind of reward.
Mm-hmm. For example, like I feel like Overwatch, because that's one of the games I play the most. It doesn't do it really. Like you get rewards for playing competitive, in terms of like a golden gun, and you get rewards for playing just in general by like loot. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and being good at the game, you can have like a rank to display.
Yeah.
But like, where is the like I have put in this many hours like thing to show off? Like, or like just doing achievement type thing. Like, I love that type of thing in a game where you're just like, oh, I have killed 1,000 of this type of enemy.
Some of the triumphs are literally that. Like, yeah, I've killed 100 warlocks in Crucible, for example, or I've taken out 500 billion hive or whatever. And it does. There are some like that, and there's some really specific ones like beat something in a certain time, or beat this particular event with a full fire team of people from your clan and all these things. So there's lots of and it's.
Sorry.
I was just saying, I think it just scales from like difficulty, and there's ones for like there's a specific which I'm working towards. It's gonna take me forever because I'm not a good PvP player. But there's one for Crucible, which is a PvP thing, and there's one for Gambit, which is another PvP thing, and then there's one for like the current that's the Beyond Light expansion, and then there's one for the current season, which is Season of the Hunt. And so yeah, some of them are time sensitive. Like the Season of the Hunt one was like, okay, the season is going for 12 weeks. You got to do all this in 12 weeks, get the title. Do it. So yeah.
I just think that's a great way to again boost community engagement in a game. It's just like you make people have like these goals, and when they achieve them, they have real world-ish bragging rights where they can just be like, I have this thing because I spent so much time and effort getting it. And that's dope.
Yeah. It's one. I mean, Destiny's not without its flaws, and there's a bit of controversy at the moment with the latest blog that's gone out and the information that are changing in the next season. But that happens in any of these games. They're constantly evolving. I don't know if I'm necessarily for or against, but I'm not a big PvP player anyway. Oh yeah, that's right. And you can get if you get a title, you can get an IRL medallion pin if you want as well. There are actually physical rewards sometimes.
That's
and
cool.
Certain quests, like there was a quest for a special gun they added called Hawk Moon, and if you completed the quest, they sent me a code to get a jacket that's designed around the Hawk Moon. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, and like people who do the big raid events when they first launch, they give them like championship belt style things to the first fire team to complete the raid when it first releases, and it's a whole big community celebration type thing where people are watching these people trying to solve these puzzles and that to get through the raid together, and then they get the world first championship for that raid. It's incredible stuff. Like, it's so good.
I feel like this type of program lends itself mostly to this type of game where you have like PvE. Because like killing kobolds, I don't know why I came up with kobolds. I'm in a D&D mind. That's like a very trackable metric. Whereas like Overwatch, it's like you kill Ashe 13 times. Well, like I don't know when I'm going to be playing against that hero. Like I can't just like go to a specific place. So maybe with Overwatch 2 if it ever comes out. But like I'm just like, this is a thing that all games should have because it just increases your engagement. And like it's like Steam, like the 100% achievement on Steam. Like you can show off that you've done that, and I love it because it's like now it is no longer like I can quantifiably say this isn't a waste of time because I've achieved something, and I love it. Cabal is close. Haha! I am going to pretend like that was purposeful. I've definitely played that game and played against that thing. I could not tell you what it is.
The Cabal is definitely a race in Destiny 2.
The
big chunky space rhino things.
Oh, those things.
Yeah, you would have faced them in that first mission when they're attacking the tower.
I like the slender things with like the beam eye. You know what I'm talking about?
The slender thing with the beam eye. Oh, the Vex.
Like a big red thing, and you have to shoot them there.
Oh, they're the Vex. Yeah.
Sure.
Are they robots?
Maybe.
Or is it the
the Taken?
Are they glowing? Are they black and like mysterious looking shadowy type things, or are they like metallic with a red eye?
Metallic with a red eye.
That's the Vex.
The Vex. Okay. Vex. Cool.
Yeah. They're an interesting. They're very interesting actually. The lore behind the Vex is intriguing.
I always mean to go back to Destiny. I have this issue where like I cannot find story, and so I get bored because I just feel like I'm running around in an open world and not doing anything, and just like I feel like I'm lost. Whenever I play with other people, like I think I played with you once.
Yes, you did. Yeah. I played
with Max at that same time.
Yeah.
And that was great. I had a wonderful time. But then like it's because I had someone telling me like, "Oh, we need to go here now."
Yeah.
And then I it helped.
I mean, that's something that Peddler and I can always organize a time with you to do, is sort of not drag you through the story, but give you guidance through the story so that you can get a grasp on what's going on, because there is a lot of stories going on within the big story, if that makes sense. You know, there's a lot of events happening in all different directions and that. There's always the main campaign that's happening, but then there's like little side stories, especially with the seasonal stuff. It's like there's little side stories going on, but yeah.
What do you call the like planetary system, like the world of Destiny 2?
It's just Destin. It doesn't really have a name.
Okay.
Well, it's set in our
tour guides.
Well, it's set in our solar system because it's like Earth and Mars and Venus, and so we'll be your guardian tour guides. It'll be okay.
Hey, Silent.
Hey, Silent. Yeah, we're talking about Destiny 2, Silent.
Perfect time for you.
But yeah, and like I said, if you're just 1,000 or so, yeah. So it's our solar system set like 1,000 years in the future.
I hope not.
I was going to say, hopefully it's not as traumatic as what.
Yeah, it definitely seems like not the best possible outcome for our world.
It has some good moments, but the actual time within the game is now very dark.
Yeah, I do know enough of the game to know that is true. We do not want to live in this world.
It's a little, yeah. I mean, there's so many, like, I remember explaining something, I think it was to you, and I was like, trying to explain it without complicating it, because we're talking about the different races within the game, and then I was like, and then there's this offshoot that's kind of an offshoot, but not an offshoot. And then Danny's like, "Oh, Pedal's going to tell you off for that." Was that with Alex? Yeah. It was. I thought so.
Are you talking about like the corrupted thing?
Yeah. So there's the Hive, and then there's the Taken, and so there's members of the Hive, like upper echelon characters that are related to.
It's like the robot people.
No, that's the weird the robot. No, that's the Vex.
Okay.
The Hive are like the weird, like, almost bug-like creature things.
Oh, I hate them. Okay, cool.
And you got those ones that run after you called the Thrall, and then you got the big knights with the swords. Yep, they're the Hive. Well, then you've got the Taken, which is like... They're related. Like, the leaders of the Taken are sort of connected to the Hive, but it was like, trying to explain that to a new person doesn't work. Because it's like, if you don't... But the Taken aren't just Hive. The Taken have the ability to, that's why they're called the Taken, take over other races and turn them into Taken. So
I'm pretty sure I've definitely encountered this in the world of Destiny. Like, I was playing through, someone showed me this part of, like, that you're, like, in a big area where there's a bunch of NPCs and they show you things. And it's, like, after the farm.
Yeah, I know.
Pedal's
already picking me up on it. I know what he's saying.
The Taken don't take.
Okay. The Taken don't take. The Taken King, which is Oryx, which he's dead, I think. We're not sure, really. He's apparently dead. Takes. The Taken King or Queen, the head of the Taken, is the one that can control the Taken and make more Taken. I didn't want to get that specific, but yes, it is. There's the leader of the... To confuse things further, there is a character called Crota from Destiny 1. He was Hive, right?
Mm-hmm.
His father, Oryx, is the Taken King.
Yes.
So he's the one that can create the Taken, which is another enemy group. But that's what I meant by they're related, because it's literally... Crota was not able to take people. He was just a Hive dude. And Oryx is a Hive dude, but he takes people. It's a weird... Until you get all the lore, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely remember that. They're like the dark people.
Yes.
I remember this because I was playing it.
And at the moment, Oryx is gone. Savathun is the one she's the Witch Queen, which is Oryx's sister. Is it Oryx's sister or Crota's sister? No, it's Oryx's sister. It's so complicated. The books are so... The dark people.
You know what I mean?
Along with Ziva or Wrath. Oh, but then she's the one that's doing all the Wrathborn stuff, which is going to confuse Alex even more.
Yeah, this is not helping.
Oh god.
I cannot figure out like a single plot. Like there were these goal missions, and I was kind of understanding what was happening. And the last thing I was doing was Osiris, and it was really pretty. But I never finished it, and I was sad because I know that they got rid of the place.
Yeah. Oh, the farm. The farm is gone now. Yes.
Oh, yeah, so I didn't know the farm was gone.
Yeah, it's been vaulted for now. So yeah, that's the three Hive siblings. Oryx was the Navigator, or the Taken King. And then you had Savathun, who's the current big baddie at the moment, which is the Witch Queen. And then you got Zivu Arath, who's the God of War. It's very
Okay.
complicated. The 4 races you really got to worry about without going into the subsides of things that have been around since Destiny 1 are the Fallen, which is like the dreg dudes and the servitor ball things and the little electric toasters that fly around, and that
I'm aware
that
of the electric
yep.
toasters.
The Elixni, which is their actual name. They're called the Fallen. There's a whole thing behind that, but the Fallen is what they're called. The Hive, which is the robot, the creepy bug things. the Vex, which is the robots, and then you got the Cabal, which is the big space rhinos with the guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best Destiny description ever.
Wait, so I thought the Fallen was the race of my guardian.
No. So
No.
oh god, now we're going down another rabbit hole. So there's
My guardian's blue, if that helps.
There's 3 guardian races. There is human. Yeah. There is exo.
That's boring.
And there is awoken. Yours is awoken.
Yes. Yeah. My awoken is very attractive.
So there's the awoken, the humans, and the exos are the 3 guardian sub or classes.
I know it makes me basic, but at any time there's character creation, I try to make the most attractive person possible.
Oh, I give up. Mine ends up looking like generic person 1 or something. So
I spent literally like at least half an hour last night on the character creator for Dragon Age Origin.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know, like a 2004 game, so everything looks janky. It's like your character's face is made of probably like 35 polygons, but I spent so long because
making sure those 35 polygons look the best.
It's just like I hate games that allow you to like control the eyes such that you can put them like on the opposite side of the face. Like, please constrain my creative process as much as you can. I can't. And then you just like stare at this person.
Akbar with the
eyes too far apart. I don't know.
Got eyes on your side of your head instead of at the front, just like
and
some weird beetle thing.
To make it worse, I made an elf. So like they already have these high cheekbones and like a pretty like gaunt like cheek structure. I put it all the way to full cheeks, and he still looked emaciated. I'm just like, I feel like I need to feed you like food.
The current, actually, the Exos, which is the robot class of Guardian.
Yes, the one that the cool guy with the like happy is.
The cool. What? I'm guessing. I'm guessing you. I'm guessing you're referring to Cade.
I am, in fact. The guy who like blinks sometimes.
Oh god. I've never heard him described quite like that.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what that meant because I don't know.
I don't know.
Does he have like the flying little sprite things?
You mean a ghost? All Guardians have ghosts.
Yes, a ghost. Yeah, but is his ghost like specifically happy?
Is his ghost happy? Is his ghost happy?
I don't know.
It's not happy. It's not happy anymore, but there's an obvious reason for that.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna stop digging the hole now.
I was gonna say Silent and Pedal having heart attacks in the chat.
I don't know why. This might just be my brain making it up.
Is Sundance particularly happy by any chance?
This needs to be a highlight. Okay. All I know... God, this is wrong. I know it's wrong. So ghosts have like a little face thing, right?
They have like a little ocular like thing in the middle, yes.
Is it just an eye?
Yeah, well, it's not a smiley face, I can tell you that much.
Well, yeah, okay. So, it's like a screen, right? Like it looks like a screen.
Yeah. It's like a little round screen ocular thing, yes.
So I just had like this picture of like a little like cartoony smiley face there. Um, Probably never happened. And now I'm just picturing Cade taking his ghost and like with a Sharpie, like just making a smiley face on it.
It's not
As,
real, but I could see Cade doing that for some reason because that's just Cade. I could see Cade doing
Alex
that.
is just about enough Destiny to infuriate us.
I just like he does have a chicken or a rooster called Colonel.
That's amazing. I do remember the chicken. I also remember a character who I call Anna, who's not Anna, because she is a sniper, but also a healer. No. She's from the farm.
Oh, she is a chicken. Colonel is a chicken. I thought it was a rooster. I went because Colonel. Okay, so it's a chicken. Yes, but Colonel. Yes. But are we
Anna
talking
Bray.
about? Are you? No, it's not.
It is Anna.
No, it's not. No. They're talking about Hawthorne. Soraya Hawthorne. It has to be Hawthorne.
Yes, I am talking about.
There is a character called Anna Bray, but that's not who it is. And Hawthorne's not a healer. So I don't know where you got that bit from.
I don't know why I associate her with Anna then. Anna from Overwatch. Oh yeah, and then there's Zendaya, who I purposely made the name for because it was making people upset. Whose real name is like Zendava,
Oh, Zavala.
Zavala. That's
you're talking the Titan Vanguard.
100%. That one I know I do wrong on purpose. The blue so I'm always like at least close to that one.
And so you know about Cade, you know about Zavala. Do you know about the Warlock?
I can picture her in my brain, but I have no idea what her name is.
So
but
that's
she's
like
cool.
That's Ikora.
And she had not when I say a relationship, I don't mean a relationship. Yeah. I mean like there is something that connects her to Osiris. I remember that.
Yes.
Like
okay. Oh wow, you remember that? But
Osiris was the last thing that I tried to do in Destiny.
But yes, there is
and I loved the whole Osiris vibe. Everything Osiris was so pretty. Ikora Ray. She was that's what I thought.
So she's Osiris' student.
Also, I remember my ghost became someone else's ghost.
Oh yeah, that became Osiris's ghost, Sagira.
Yeah, and I was like, "Is my ghost dead now?" Because
no. She just took it over for a bit.
Cool, because I love my ghost. He's sassy as hell.
I wonder if you met Saint.
That does not sound at all familiar to me.
Yeah, Sagira took over. Okay. This is just going down a rabbit hole. Oh god. Tune in next time.
Seems so invasive though. Like, I felt like Sagira was a good character, but then she just like overrode my like ghost.
No, she is a good character.
But that seems so invasive, right?
It does to begin with, but you understand the reasoning why.
Alex's brother Vance confirmed. What?
Yeah. Well, because the only thing you remember very specifically is Osiris, and Brother Vance is a character in Destiny who is like a fanatically big fan of Osiris.
I know who you're talking about. He was in that cave.
You mean the light? He was in a cave somewhere. He was just chilling.
It was a darkly lit place.
He's somewhere. He's just chilling. He's just doing his thing. Oh, he was in one of those Mercury caves.
Mercury caves.
He was just there. He was just chilling. Wow. Oh my god.
I just need to play more Destiny so I can explain it poorly.
It's refreshing to see someone come into the game that's so new to it and try to explain it. It's actually really kind of refreshing. Oh god. So he's in it's not a cave, it's a like an ancient looking structure. It's not a cave. It's made out of stone and stuff. But it is darkly lit, sort of.
Didn't he also have like a weird teleporting door?
Yes.
Cool. I'm glad I didn't make that part up. And
Yeah,
Mercury was the red planet.
No, that's Mars.
I know that's true in real life, but wasn't it red? With like a bunch of pyramids?
It's sort of. I don't know if it's red, but it's kind of... Yeah, but it is a bunch of pyramids, correct.
Okay.
You've got that bit.
Yeah. It's just, when you log on to Destiny, and you don't have a current quest, there are like 9 planets you can be in, and each planet has like 20,000 different like little glyphs on it, and like new events pop up everywhere, and it's like, I have no idea what's happening.
So the best thing is to look at your quest log, pick a quest, and just follow it.
What if you don't have a quest?
You would have a quest. I'm almost certain you would have. There is very rarely a point in Destiny you don't have a quest in your quest log. If you've got no quest, you've picked nothing up.
Oh, this reminds me. I had all of these things in my inventory, and there were these weird balls. And I had no idea what to do with them, and I couldn't sell them. And like, I was playing with Max, and he's like, okay, so you have to go to this one place in that like common area, like after the farm, that's basically the farm.
Yeah, right. So that would be the tower?
Sure. That sounds correct to me. There were like these weird balls, and you had to go to this one place, and he had a machine. And there was this man who was flirting with me, I think. The
Drifter was flirting with
you. His name was the Drifter, yeah. That's correct.
So you were taking umbral engrams to the decoder thing next to him, yes?
Yes, that is correct. Engrams. But it didn't work. Like, it wouldn't let me decode the engrams. And we spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out why. And evidently I had to do a quest first.
What made you think the Drifter was flirting with you, though?
I don't know. Maybe I just assume everyone's flirting with me. Like,
what was he saying that sounded flirty? I mean, he is a bit...
me something like 5 months ago.
Oh, you had to unlock the decoder. You probably hadn't unlocked the decoder to be able to use the decoder.
That is what happened. But I had literally a full inventory of engrams. And then I opened them all. And then I had a better ship. And then I was happy.
Yeah. And well, they're no longer there anymore. That was a seasonal thing. They might be coming back, though. They might actually be coming back. They were talking about bringing back Umbral engrams at some stage.
Oh, I thought you were saying the ships were seasonal. I'm like, no way.
Well, no.
How do you go from planet to planet?
No. Well, the ship skins are seasonal. You can get different skins for your ship, but usually you can unlock them at any time for the most part. Because I've been unlocking season 1 and 2 ones recently, and we're in like season 12. So yeah.
Silent has a good point. Maybe my character was just so hot. The Drifter had, like, I unlocked the Drifter flirting option. Like, maybe you just, maybe your character's just not, like, his
See,
type.
now that you've said that, I think of a couple of moments without spoiling story in the Beyond Light campaign, but there are moments where Drifter is talking to another character, which I don't know if you've met them or not, but I absolutely love them, and that's Eris Morn, who I give the affectionate name Ernie.
Oh, so she is not the woman who was in the satellite who noticed that there is a missile?
What satellite? What
Something
missile?
exploded.
Oh, that was Anna.
That was Anna.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad someone figured out what that meant.
No, she's the one that's usually holding a glowing green ball thing and has got green glowing eyes and dresses very gothic looking. No? Anyway, there's a lot of lines between Eris and Drifter that sound very... Now that you've said that, I'm like, Yeah. Find Alex a picture? I'll find a picture of... there's no...
I can look that up.
Well, yeah,
Who are we looking at?
Eris Morn. So it's Eris, Aris, and Morn, as in like morning, but Morn, Morn.
Okay, yes, I know her. She
Yeah,
is
I was
the
gonna say
woman in the satellite.
she's not the no. She's definitely not the woman in the satellite.
Wait, but this okay, I know for a fact that this was a thing, the woman in the satellite.
Yeah,
But it might not have been a satellite. It might have been like a remote station on a planet that doesn't have anything else on it.
that's probably Mars, and that's probably Braytech, which is Anna Bray.
Anna Bray. That sounds like it could be correct.
But you also thought that Hawthorne's name was Anna as well. Everyone's named Anna.
I thought it was Anna. I thought Hawthorne was Anna because she's like an aged-looking sniper woman, and it reminded me of the character Ana from Overwatch.
How'd you get Anna Morn?
Does Hawthorne also only have one eye?
No.
Really?
Hawthorne's got two. Hawthorne's not missing an eye.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I don't know.
I want to know. I want to know what game you're playing and where I can buy this because this is just sounding.
I just want to know.
This is like the abridged version of Destiny.
Clone.
This is like
I just want to make a Destiny 2 clone that I no longer look at Destiny 2 source material and I just guess everything.
Oh, this is just brilliant. This is just, oh my god. This is Destiny 2, the Alex, the abridged version. Like, this is what this is.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't have anything else. That's literally everything I remember from Destiny 2.
Wonderful. I was gonna say, is this like your like black market version of Destiny 2? It's just in a cheaply made cardboard box and it's a CD. You put it in.
So part of the problem here is while I was playing Destiny 2, because it's a very, like, the story is interesting, but it's very extended and you have to, like, do these, like, there's a lot of travel and, like, people in the way.
Yeah.
I was watching She-Ra and the Princesses of Power at the same time.
Oh, God.
So I think a lot of things just got kind of lost and mixed.
Yeah, I think so. I will
So
forever. I'm never gonna be I'm never gonna be able to look at Drifter ever again and not think, is he flirting with me now? I'm just gonna walk in there and go, hey, Drifter, what's up? I mean, he's a cool character, but I didn't pick up on any flirtatious stuff. But
so in hindsight, maybe I was just making flirtatious comments about him to Max.
He does.
That could have been what happened.
He does. I mean, everyone's dialogue varies from character to character too, depending what class you are as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's like 3 options.
And well, no, it also depends on your class, like your subclass, like Void, Solar.
Oh.
It's a whole thing. Like it varies from and it depends on what.
Sorry.
Depends on what events and things you've done in game as well. So if you're a new person, they'll speak to you differently to if you're a veteran, basically.
Okay.
It's very
intuitive.
intuitive.
I'm a Solar Titan, but I could be very wrong.
Do you burn things?
Yes, he's Solar Titan.
Danny just confirmed you're a Solar Titan.
How do you know?
He's always watching.
Sunbreaker. That sounds correct.
Oh
I like it because things explode. I had this really cool gun that was a hand cannon and it made things explode. And it made me very happy.
Sunshot, that probably is.
I don't think I have it anymore.
What did you do with it?
I think it's just under-leveled.
You can level it up. You can fuse things.
I don't know how. I tried so hard. This was like the one thing I tried to do on my own in Destiny 2. And I couldn't figure it out because you needed like these components, and to get these components, you needed other components. Like, you're describing crafting, Alex.
Oh god, it's absolutely. Peddle and I absolutely need to drag you through some stuff and give you an education. I think
I would love that, especially if you made it so I could use my Sunshot pistol again.
Yeah. No, we can work that out. We do. We need to bring Alex up to speed because it's really hard to explain stuff and get the whole lore together without actually being in game too. If you don't have a grasp on it, it's very overwhelming. And I was trying to explain it in like the simplest terms, and then I'm like, it still doesn't make sense because it's just so complex.
And while doing a podcast, I'm sorry for like completely derailing.
This is the AuraCast. This is what people, expect. It's just crazy stuff.
I just remember the last time I played, I completely forgot that there was anything other than point and click, and so I was like fighting everything, and I was just shooting, and then someone's like, you can press this button, and I'm like, oh, and then I threw a grenade, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god. So you weren't using grenades, you weren't using your melee abilities, you weren't using any of that?
I think I have a shield.
You probably do have a shield as a Titan.
Yep. But why use a shield when you can just use building geometry? Like,
well, yeah, I guess if you
can just jump around a lot and never get hit.
But when you get into harder stuff, they put on little what do you call them? Oh god, I've forgotten the word. But like, it changes. Like, if you jump in the air, you take more damage.
Oh, why?
Yeah,
oh, God. I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the biggest thing I hate about Destiny 2, I like the game, but the worst part is environmental deaths, because I just jump off everything. I remember it was like the very beginning of the game, and we were on like a water platform.
Oh, yeah, I remember you doing this, and you just
I just couldn't. It's like, don't jump then. And I'm like, but it's so slow, and it's like you move at the same speed.
Yeah, that happens. It does happen. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember you doing that too. Oh yeah, the Phalanxes, which is a Cabal race with a big shield, they are the worst for just pushing you off of things.
Ugh,
yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Modifiers in certain higher level or higher gear earning things, there are modifiers, which makes it interesting. It's not as daunting as it sounds. Like it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And taking
buttholes.
that with no context, Danny, sounds horrific.
Yeah, I feel like I need to read up a couple of lines here.
There's
nothing. You didn't say anything else.
There is no context to what he just said. So there's a thing that when there's Taken around, they spawn on walls and it's like a portal thing, and it pushes. But it does look a bit sus, but it pushes and it releases like an energy burst, and it usually knocks you off a cliff but it's, some of us have been known to call it a Taken butthole. But Danny's just said that with no context. I'm like, yeah.
I'm trying to have any concept, like if I were to log into Destiny 2 after this, where I would be in the world. And I think I'm on a planet that no longer has been vaulted, and so my question is: am I gonna just wake up in the world and it's just dark?
No. So
I'm just my character is trapped forever.
When you load in, you'll probably get a cutscene, and it will show parts of the map disappearing. I think you'll still get that cutscene. I'm not 100% sure, but you should load in with just looking at the map, and you can just load into the tower.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you always start in orbit. You won't just start randomly on a planet somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, you always start. Yeah, you always start in orbit, and usually
that makes sense. So you don't just spawn in the middle of a quest that's happened.
Yeah, basically
a local event, maybe is what they're called.
Yeah, public event. Yeah, close.
Public. Cool.
Local event. It's like a market or a show. It's like, yep, come sell your wares here.
And we're actually having a craft fair. On Titan right now.
Oh, good luck with. Oh god, there's a spoiler. Good luck with having a craft fair on Titan at the moment.
So Titan is both a class and a place.
Because
is it also a race? Can we get the bingo here?
I was gonna say bingo.
Could you be a Titan on Titan?
A Titan on Titan? Oh god, that hurts my head.
Tightening. Things.
Oh, I see what you did there. God. All right,
Class in the moon of Saturn.
We better wrap up. We've been going for nearly 2 hours.
Oh shit!
Look,
Tiny Titan on Titan
after
Tightening.
you started talking about Destiny and your explanations, I had to let that run its course because I could just see it derailing and everyone was enjoying it.
As my friend, you just had to make sure that I made as much a fool of myself on the internet as possible.
Oh god, but yeah, we'll organise a time and we'll take you through some of this stuff so that you don't feel quite as confused and lost. And we'll
Please do,
introduce
so
you
the next time I'm on the AuraCast, I can just give a lecture on the intricacies
absolutely
of Destiny 2 lore.
I was going to say, yeah, you haven't even touched on the lore yet. We need at least 72 more hours. Oh my god.
Oh god.
It was worth it.
You're saying Hawthorne lost an eye somehow isn't lore? I don't agree with you.
I don't even know where you got the fact that Hawthorne lost an eye, but alright.
Because I thought she was Ana.
Ana hasn't lost an eye either.
No, but Ana from Overwatch.
Who?
Ana from Overwatch. This is the whole thing.
She hasn't lost eyes. Her eyes are just gone green and funky.
And she has an extra one.
She has a. They're not. They're not. They're kind of eyes, but not eyes. It's a whole thing.
Maybe she's part spider.
Yeah, they only lost her eyes, but they've been replaced with like weird like eyes.
Wait, is that
Yeah,
you spelled eyes EYSE? Is that like sci-fi eyes?
Sci-fi eyes. Take all the eyes. All right. Anyway, let me just quickly do an ad read for Juju, and then we better wrap up. So, this episode of the AuraCast is proudly partnered with Juju Energy. Juju Energy is an amazing gaming formula. I have Bomber Pop at the moment. And it's to give you energy, and it's got vitamins and minerals and things in it, and it's got a thing called Ludamax, which is great for your eyes if you spend a lot of time looking at the computer. It's not just for gaming though, you can use it anytime. If you do spend a lot of time on the computer and need that extra bit of energy without it giving you that crash afterwards, then you should give Juju a try. Lots of different flavors, lots of different they have shakers, they have merch and that as well. They've just released a new flavor in the last couple of weeks, Pina Colada. I haven't tried it yet, but I hear it's really quite nice. So yeah, if you want to check that out, you can go to jujuenergy.com and use the code AGFAM for 10% discount at checkout. And the team will also get a little bit of commission from that as well, which will help us continue to do things for the team and the community. So that's jujuenergy.com and use the code AGFAM for 10% discount. So yeah. Anyway,
long enough.
On that wonderful note, thank you for joining me today, Alex. It has been a roller coaster of.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I will never be on again.
Hang on, let me put you on the blacklist. Hang on. But if you missed any of this and you want to catch up on any of the AuraCast or previous episodes, it is available on the Aura Guardians YouTube channel, and it is also available in an audio format on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So yeah, thank you to everyone for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the podcast this week. We will be back next week. Once again, congratulations to Reach's Beast for joining the Aura Guardians. And applications for the team are opening on the 1st of February. So if you want to have a chance at joining the Aura Guardian stream team, that's when those applications will be open. But until then, this has been DragonBeaz. Thank you, Alex, for being here, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.